Welcome to the second session of 2N On Air live stream. Thank you for joining us. In the upcoming 60 minutes, we will be focusing on the commercial market. Our experts will show you 2N solutions which are best suited for the commercial market. They'll be talking about the latest trends. We will also cover integration possibilities of our products, and we will talk about a hot topic of the day, which is cybersecurity. And on the top of that, as I promised you last time, is a surprise, which is unveiling of a new intercom to an IP style. Similar to the last time, you can send questions to our experts, and you can send them via Slido or via comments on YouTube channel. So that's it for the beginning. Enjoy! And now I would like to welcome our first guest, who is Tomáš Vystavěl, Chief Product Officer from 2N. Welcome, Tomáš.
Thank you, Stefanko.
Tomáš will be talking about the latest trends on the commercial market. And my first question is, why we actually picked up the main topic, the commercial market, for today's session, I mean?
Well, it's because commercial vertical for 2N was always one of the strongest, or maybe the strongest one. And the reason is that 2N, on the very beginning, was those few years back, or
few years back?
Almost 30, right?
Almost 30 years back.
So 30 years back when we started, 2N was producing PBXs, telecommunication equipment, and these products we were selling mainly to the office buildings because they were used as a telecommunication devices for those office buildings. Together with the gateways and other stuff. Intercom, for example, in those days was just an accessory to our telecommunication products that were
complementing the offer.
Yes, that were seen as the main ones. But that was, for example, the very beginning when we started with the IP telephony and when we developed the first IP intercom to be possible to connect it with the IP PBXs we were developing and selling those days. So that's the reason for us. It means that we have in this vertical we're for a very long time. We have a lot of experiences. We were talking that these experiences we're using even in the residential vertical right now. And these days, I believe we do have very grown-up portfolio for the commercial vertical. So maybe we talk a lot about the residential development of the new residential services, but even for the commercial, we're developing still a lot of services, products and solutions, but I would say we have a grown-up portfolio which is right now reflecting most of the needs or all of the needs of our customers. So it's not that much seen that we are talking about new developments, because whereas in residential we're still building the portfolio to make it as wide as possible. In commercial we do have a portfolio which is suiting our needs.
Okay. Last time we spoke about the trends which came from the commercial market into residential market. Do you observe any trends coming from the residential market back to commercial?
Well, yes, even though that the commercial vertical is compared to the residential very conservative, it's not very fastly moving towards the new technologies. Typical example is the access control, which is not that comfortable, or that comfort is definitely not above the security. So RFID cards are most widely spread in commercial, which is different in residential. But there are two services. So we originally thought we are developing mainly for the residential vertical, and they are used in commercial. One is mobile video, our service to call from the intercom to the mobile phone. What we see from the numbers right now is that more than 30% of the installations are made in commercial or sold 30%. In commercial. Yeah, and the mobile key or the Bluetooth technology we have developed, and we thought originally it will be more adopted by the residential vertical or installed in the residential, is also used in commercial.
So it's working very well in the commercial sector as well. Yeah.
Yes, mainly because what we do have is a reader which is combining actually both technologies, Bluetooth and RFID.
So a more traditional one with a modern one.
Yes.
Okay.
So they can try it without any let's say need to be afraid of the new technology.
Very well. Can you be maybe more specific how they are using those new services?
The mobile video service, because it's about calling video calls to the mobile phone. What we see, it's mainly used as we call it remote office. Remote reception.
Remote reception.
Because most of the receptions in office buildings, it's not just the receptionist sitting there, it's usually some office assistant, office manager, and they do have a really wide portfolio of duties they have to take care of throughout the day. And they do require some flexibility where they are. They need to move around the office. And having the mobile video service enabled means that they don't have to sit in the front desk, being able to answer the calls and open the door, talk to the visitors. But they can be basically anywhere.
Yeah, so
in the
they can
office
reply from the tablet or from...
Exactly. Any mobile device
Any
which is
mobile
connected to the internet or the office network.
That's very useful.
And the mobile key, there are two factors. One is the convenience I mentioned, because they want to try something more convenient for some sort of customers, while combining the Bluetooth technology together with the classical RFID. For example, in our offices we're using that, and I would say like half of the employees is still using the card, but for example myself personally, I'm using just the Bluetooth to open all of the doors because it's more convenient for myself. And
it's a generation issue maybe.
Maybe. And the second is that the credentials, meaning RFID cards, are sometimes costly. They got lost, broken, worn out. Whereas the Bluetooth credentials we're using are for free, so it's cheaper solution or more cost-effective solution for some companies to use Bluetooth because they can generate the credentials, and if somebody will lose the phone, they will just generate new credential and they can move on.
Wow, so simple as that.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for your answer, and let's move to another topic after a break. Welcome back. You are now watching the second session of 2N On Air live stream. And now we are talking with my first guest, Tomáš Vystavěl, who is Chief Product Officer of 2N, about the trends on the commercial market. And now I have another question for him. We have been witnessing some changes on the market due to the pandemic crisis. How has 2N reacted to this situation?
Well, it was a very quick change.
Definitely.
So it changes within few months, actually. The reaction was mainly not in the new products, because it's not certainly possible to develop a new product that will react on the change demand. What we did actually, that we have talked to our system integrators and created materials to help them and show them how to use our products in a slightly different ways to be able to react on the change demand from the customers. Typical
specific requirements.
Yes. Typical requirement was to somehow protect the entrances of the buildings against people having fever. For example, you may heard it many times, even in the news. So, for example, we were preparing some materials to show them how to connect our intercoms or access control system together with the thermal cameras, so they can detect persons having elevated temperature and then do some reaction on that. It could be to deny access to such a person, or just to alert somebody on the reception, because not all the time the temperature measuring is so precise, so accurate that it can be really used to really say that the person's got fever, but we can alert a reception that there is somebody who's potentially having a fever, and then they can somehow react on that. For example, to use a standard thermometer and just measure the temperature by themselves.
But this is amazing how quickly 2N reacted to the current situation.
It was possible due to our long-term investment to integration possibilities, because it was mainly about the integrators that come up with the ideas how they would like to use our products. One typical example was from the medical environment, where we prepared our intercoms to be mounted on a pole, so they can be used at the bed for the quarantine rooms to call and talk to the medical personnel, because they don't want to go into the room, because they need to use those special suits, which is costly and time consuming.
I understand.
We have also prepared some new proof of concepts that were reacting on let's say the change demand. One typical example is the guest pin access, as we call it. It's a proof of concept product we've prepared that enables to generate temporary pins that are delivered to the person's email, for example, or through a gateway as an SMS pin that is then uploaded to access unit or intercom. This is handy in a situation when you don't want to go and give somebody keys or credential personally, because you want to stay at home on home office or whatever.
Sure.
And you still need to somehow deliver those credentials. So this is something we have created as a very quick proof of concept, and it's something that we do offer for free to our system integrators to try it and use it in their installations.
It worked pretty well.
Yes, and also we saw, let's say, big use of our remote configuration services. A lot of people were on home offices, so we were just letting them know this is the service you can use for the full configuration. It's for free, so they were able to use it to finish their jobs, for example, even while locked down, so they were not able to physically travel to the site.
No, this is something amazing, really, because the two-hands reaction was within days or weeks.
It was in days or weeks, and it was possible only, as I mentioned, due to the fact that we have prepared all the APIs and possibilities of integration. So it was mainly about the communication with the system integrators to help them react with the current products, because to develop something new in such a short period of time is very difficult.
I see. You mentioned integration. We will be talking about integrations later on today. One last question. I would like to know what is actually Tuan working on at the moment. What occupies the most of your time?
Well, speaking of office environment, one of the biggest topics we have, which is like a long-term topic for Tuan, is cybersecurity. It's actually a topic which emerged a few years back when Tuan really moved from selling boxes, as it said, to selling solutions, because we are integrated with a lot of systems within the office building. It was named many times, like video surveillance, access control, building automation, many more. And having such a large deployment of systems, you have to take care of every single part of the solution to not create a whole security hole into the solution. So it's very, let's say, wide topic. In Tuan, it's driven by the very top management of the company as a topic that resonates throughout the whole company.
Sure.
Because it starts not only with how we as a Tuan understand the cybersecurity, some ethic topics and stuff like that. It's not only about the development, that they are using some standards, how to develop and how to make the penetration testing, but it's also about the GDPR standards and some ethical standards while handling the user data on our cloud services. So this is for us a very big topic, which really is presented in all parts of the company, starting by the product management, marketing, and following to the R&D and the production facilities. So cybersecurity, what I can mention is that we have created a new cybersecurity section on our website to talk to our integrators how to use our products. We're working right now on is something we call hardening guide, which is a document that will help them to really set up our products the most secure way possible on their installation. So it's all about communication. And the other topics from the residential vertical, one of the big topics for us was lift control. That's something we have released recently. So it's a solution and few products that allows our access control solution to define to which floor you do have access and to which floor you do not have the access. That's a very common feature in office environment. And then it was all about the access control itself. We are really developing our solution Access Commander, which is one of the main products for the office vertical. So meaning to add new types of the card readers. I was mentioning the combined ones and up to the making some adjustments and improvements in our Access Commander to use it better with in combination with the video surveillance systems. And also to make it better for something which is called audit log. When something really happened, to be able to really see who was using which credential at what time and stuff like that.
Okay, so you can find it out from...
Yes.
All right. Oh, that was pretty exhaustive. Thank you very much. We will be talking about cybersecurity later on with cybersecurity expert from 2N, Lukáš, Psota. Again, thank you very much for all the answers.
It was my pleasure.
And I would like to invite you, our audience, to send questions to Tomáš through the Slido and through the comments on 2N YouTube channel. So, as you can see, we just relocated to our Q&A room. Thank you very much for sending your questions. Please be assured we will be answering all of them. They will be answered by our speakers, by our operators, and of course you will receive them by email. And now it's Tomáš, it's time for starting with the first question. What about a multi-company solution? Does Access Commander support something like this? More companies in one building?
Yes, Access Commander can take care of more companies in one building. There is, of course, one system administrator that needs to prepare the Access Commander installation for that. But then you can have more than one company be managed by Access Commander, and each of these will have their own accounts and they will not interfere with each other. So yeah, it is multi-company prepared system.
Okay, brilliant. So let's switch to another question. Any limitations for Access Commander box?
Technically, there are no limitations for Access Commander box. It can manage any number of devices. What is the limit or the limitation? It's not a limitation. We do recommend the Access Commander box to be used for SME types of installation, but the recommendation is mainly based on the fact that the graphical interface or the user interface is not prepared to be managing like enterprise level of enterprise-like installation. So there is no technical limit, but we do recommend. I believe the limit or the recommendation is 50 devices. So like an SME installation. All
right, thank you. How exactly does your lift access control solution work? Do I need some special hardware? How do I interconnect with the lift?
You don't need any special hardware except the I/O board, which is an Access product. This I/O board is connected to the lift interface. It's like a relay output. You need more of these boards if you want to address more floors, up to 64 floors in total.
Up to 64 floors?
Yes, 64 floors. It's 8 relays maximum, or 8 of these boards. And then you need access unit with an appropriate license to change this access unit by this license key to like an elevator controller. And this access unit is then talking to these relay boards and allowing you to set up all of the rules for the lift itself. So the connection is pretty simple, just relay output and access unit.
As simple as that.
Yes.
When receptionist open a door using her IP phone, are you able to identify that in the access log? What exactly do you log in the access logs of Access Commander?
We are able to log such a access control event. Unlike if you use standard access control system, it's usually not connected with a telephony solution. So if you open the door from the IP phone or reception, we will have entry in the access log telling you which door were open and also the extension. So I mean the IP phone's extension so you will know who actually opened the door. Not the receptionist's name. Anybody can do it, but you will know which phone actually opened the door.
Okay, and we have still time for the last question. Do you recommend to make your IP intercoms available on the internet, or do you prefer only dedicated LAN network without any connectivity to the internet world?
It depends what is the reason why you would like to put our intercom into the public internet. Of course, to expose any device into the public internet can represent certain risks if it's not treated properly. We have such installations, but for most of the reasons that can occur, why would you even put IP intercom to the public IP address exposed to all of the attacks? We can offer a solution based on our cloud, meaning, for example, remote access to the APIs or remote configuration of the device. And this way it's much more secure because we are building actually a secured VPN connection from our cloud to the intercom, which you can then access it like it would be in a public internet, but it's actually behind the firewall in the local area network. So you can do it, but we always recommend to use our cloud solution, which is much more secure and doesn't require any special knowledge about the configuration of the intercom or of the local area network itself.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much, Tomáš, for answering all these questions. And you can still send your questions. Please do so. We will answer all of them. Either our speakers will do it or our operators, or we will send you the answers by email. Thank you very much. As you know, today we are focusing on the commercial market. And it's time to welcome our guest, Lukáš Psota, Marketing Product Manager, who will tell us everything about 2N solutions for the residential market. And Lukáš, here's my first question. We know that 2N is number one in IP intercoms, and I would like to ask you which of IP intercoms are suitable for office buildings?
Hello, Stepanka. 2N is offering a wide portfolio of IP intercoms. The first one I would like to mention definitely is 2N IP Verso, our flagship.
Our flagship intercom, yes.
Yeah, our flagship intercom, and it's the best choice for front door to any office building. And really to any office building, because the main advantage of the intercom is its modularity. It means the integrator can build the intercom really exact to the customer needs. It means for the small office with one button and reader, for the bigger office building with a couple of buttons, dozens of buttons and some access control. And for the huge office centers, there can be also used display, for example, instead of buttons, and different access control technologies.
So its best advantage is modularity.
Exactly.
How is it with other premises? We were talking about IP Verso, which is suitable for external use. And how about internal or garages, parking lots?
Garages and parking lots, it's a different entrance solution, and we have the intercom suitable for this area. It's 2N IP Force, and the requirements from this area are a bit different. Customer expects something durable with high volume, so this is something what IP Force is fulfilling. It's the most durable intercom on the market.
Okay, wow.
And it withstands Vandal attacks. It can survive in any weather condition. And the great thing is that it has 10-watt speaker. It has 2 microphones for echo cancellation. So if the driver is calling to the reception, they have a clear communication between.
That's great. You have mentioned reception. What do we offer to receptionists or to reception areas?
We have a couple of applications for the reception, but the most important is to mention that our IP intercoms are SIP-based. It means they are open for the integration with different third-party systems like IP telephony, and therefore we are able to communicate with brands like Cisco, Avaya, Siemens, Alcatel. In this case, IP intercom behaves like another IP phone in the solution, and simply the visitor press button, make a call to the receptionist, pick up the call, she see the visitor on the display and open the door. If she doesn't have an IP phone at the display, she can use IPI software to an IPI installed on her PC, and when the incoming call is established, she has a pop-up on her computer, see the visitor again. She can open the door from this application.
So she knows exactly what's happening.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
brilliant.
And she knows it also when she's not at the desk, because we have the application called 2N Mobile Video, which can be used for, I would call it like flexible reception. And she can answer the visitor call anywhere she is in the office. So again, she see what's happening in front of the door and she can open the door.
Another added value.
Right.
We've been talking about receptionist. How do you solve the situation when the visitor who is coming to the reception needs to go to upper floors?
You mean using by the lift?
Using by the lifts,
Okay.
yes. Is there any solution which controls the lift?
Or we consider the lift as a part of the whole access control solution within the building, and as we have our own readers, we can mount one in the lift cabin, and it can be used for the employee authorization to get to the selected floor. And this works not only for the employees, but the solution, the global one, works also for the visitors. When the visitor calls the reception from the front door, she opens the door and unblock the specific floor for the visitor.
So unblock the specific floor.
Yeah, the visitor can press only the specific floor and go to the floor where the reception is, or where he is expected, I would say.
Okay, nowhere else.
Yeah, exactly. All other floors are blocked.
We have mentioned IP readers. I guess that their usage is much wider than just
of course,
the
yeah.
lift.
The main purpose is to protect or control the access to different, I would say, inner spaces, the spaces, rooms where you do not need audio-visual communication. So yeah, we have multi-technology readers called 2N Access Unit, IP-based solution, which is maybe like a difference between the traditional access control you know. Our readers combine the controller and reader in one device. So it's the same like a strategy as we have with IP intercoms. One Ethernet cable plugged to the reader and that's it. You do not need nothing else.
That's great. I'm just wondering, we were talking a lot about system integrators. For them, the primary benefit is remote management. Is it the same with 2N solutions for the commercial market?
Yes, I would say so, because with the remote configuration, remote management, you save time, like traveling time, you save cost on traveling cost. So yes, and therefore we have software called 2N Access Commander, which is for bulk configuration of our devices, and it's also for the defining of access rules.
Yeah.
The huge advantage is that it's server-based software, so you install it on the server, or we have like appliance, the box, which you can put somewhere in the smaller office. It's mostly for SMB markets, so small medium business, and this runs somewhere, and you can use this software to define access rule, who can enter where and when. It has a couple of more features, of course, and one of the benefits is that you can remotely configure the whole solution from the comfort of your office.
I understand. And are there any other benefits?
You mean for the integrators?
Yes.
Of course. Some of them are related to IP technology, so less cabling, shared infrastructure, scalability of the whole solution. But we know, for example, from our customers that they also appreciate our technical support, not only on the phone, What I mean also the manuals, FAQs, some certifications we have prepared for them, integration hub which we have where we have our partners and describe solution. So this is the benefit for them as well.
Okay. And now, actually, last time I have promised a surprise to our audience. And I think it's time to unveil it. This is our latest, brand new Intercom to an IP style. So let's watch a short video now. So that was the video about our brand new to an IP style. I hope that you like it. Lukáš, I have another question regarding our new intercom to an IP style. Why is actually 2N launching a new intercom?
Good question. As a leader in IP intercom market, we always want to offer our customers something new. We made a research on the market and listened to feedback from the customer, from the integrator, distributor, what they are missing in the portfolio, what they really want, what the customer are asking for. And we found out that they want bigger IP intercom with fully touch-based display.
Fully touch-based display.
Fully touch-based display with full HD camera and access control in the intercom. So the big, complex IP intercom.
So access control and IP intercoms at the same device.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So that was the main purpose, and we started to work with these ideas, and the final result will be 2N IP style. The intercom with full HD camera. It will be camera powered by access. It's good to mention, and we will support a couple of new features which you never seen in our IP intercoms and maybe neither in our competitors. So it will be quite unique intercom for the market.
Wow, this is pretty thrilling. Okay, and the last question, when is it supposed to hit the market?
It's a difficult question at the end, but I would say first half of next year.
That's great. Thank you very much, Lukáš, for being with us.
Thank you for the invitation, Šipanka.
And now we will welcome in a few moments our new guest. It will be Radka Lachová, our technology partner manager. However, in between, if you still have questions to Lukáš, please do send them via Slido. Thank you.
Thank you.
One of the main benefits of 2N products is their wide integration possibilities with third-party systems. And integrations, this is the main topic for Radka Lachová, the technology partner manager of 2N, who is now with us. Welcome, Radka, and good afternoon.
Thank you, Štěpánka. Good afternoon to everyone.
And let's start with the first question. Why is it important for a company like 2N to offer a possibility to integrate into the system of commercial building?
So the first reason is quite simple. It's because each product or product line has a defined set of features. And if companies want to offer a wide variety of use cases which are outside of their product scope, then they have to join force with third-party companies. And the second reason is that each building is different. Offices may vary by size, by number of employees, departments, or even sites. So naturally, each owner or end user, not only he wants to, but he has to choose the perfect product and system and then just combine it for his own property.
Okay. And how is integration helping companies in these challenging times, let's say?
Yeah, company had to implement new measures to keep people safe and the business running. And for example, they have to check employees' temperature, they implemented touchless access, and for that they needed to buy new devices and just add them into their existing infrastructure of systems. So a company which offers an open product will gain a competitive advantage.
Here we go. So how is 2N standing in this respect, and what is 2N offering to his partners?
So 2N has been designing its products in a way that the products can be integrated into third-party system quite easily. We have an on-with profile as a compatible camera in our intercoms, so it's very easy to connect our intercoms to any VMS which is supporting on-with S. And then we use a standard SIP in our intercoms and SIP products to establish two-way communication, do some pre-recorded announcement or paging.
And what our technology partners appreciate the most about 2N products?
So I would say that our technology partners appreciate our open and extensive HTTP API, which is shared across a big portfolio of 2N, and it enables them to create many use cases. So thanks to the API, protocols and some special drivers, our products are natively integrated into system of the leading companies like Milestone, Genetec, InRange and many more. The full list of our compatible devices and softwares can be found on the 2N Integration Hub.
Speaking about 2N Integration Hub, let's have a look at our video.
The 2N Integration Hub, a digital platform connecting a systems integrator with technology companies from all over the world. Stop losing yourself in a mountain of information. From now on, you can find everything you need for integration in one place. Technology and integration partners can finally collaborate or broaden the range of their business opportunities. This is a central place where you can find all of the important things for integrating 2N products. Are you looking for documents, certificates, or case studies from different fields, sectors, or your preferred technology partner's brand? Not a problem. You can now find everything you need in one place. Are you looking for information but would also like to become a part of the 2N Integration Hub? Select your partnership type and link your brand to 2N. Don't hesitate to join our 2N Integration Hub and discover the magic of integration with a leading global company in the field of IP intercoms and access control systems. Smart means integrated.
So we have now watched the video about 2N Integration Hub, and here I would like to point out that more information about 2N Integration Hub can be found on 2N website. So do not forget to have a look at it. I have another question. With what kind of systems 2N product can integrate?
So from the physical security perspective, our customers mostly integrate our intercoms camera with video management softwares. But I see a growing interest into integrating also access control in VMSs. And I really believe that access logs and events together with video and video analytics will have a significant impact on accident prevention and overall security. And for big corporations with multiple size, I think that PCIM softwares are getting more and more attention from customers because these umbrella softwares like Prism, Gemos by Elasoft and AxonSoft are nicely integrating 2M products with different alarms, cameras and sensors, and the result is one nice unified interface for a security operator.
Very interesting. And what about day-to-day life of employees? Can integrations help them in this respect?
Definitely.
Or improve it somehow?
Yeah, our access commander, which is access control management software, can be integrated with time attendance or visitor management softwares. So basically these two systems are exchanging data automatically. And then what seems to be very useful to our customers is if they include our intercoms in their unified communication within a company.
Okay, so can we have any example?
Yeah. So in this particular case, our intercoms are behaves like a standard IP phone, so it's registered to a PBX, and basically office manager, which is always busy running around the company, can receive calls from intercom on her own phone, and she can greet visitors or just open door remotely for vendors coming very often to companies.
Okay. Last time we spoke about system integrators. So what is the main benefits for system integrators?
So thanks to the wide capabilities for integration of 2N products, they can create tailor-made solution for their customers. They can really create a building where people feel safe. They have place to work efficiently, and they are comfortable.
Okay. It's a nice feature, really. What will have the biggest impact on the building security, in your opinion?
I see a big value in smart insights that we can get from a network of connected security systems, and this will improve the ability to make good decisions. And I think this will have the biggest impact on overall security of facilities and people inside of it.
Very good. So that was Radka Lachová, our technology partner manager, and the topic integration. So please do not forget to ask and send us your questions through Slido platform or with your comments on 2N YouTube channel. So, here we are again in our Q&A room. We are receiving so many questions from you. Thank you very much for sending them. Please be assured that all of them will be answered by our speakers, by our operators, and you will receive the answers also by email after our live stream. And let's start with the first question then. Are your intercoms certified for Cisco Call Manager?
Yes, our intercoms are certified. Last year we passed through the official certification for Cisco Call Manager 12.5. So we are able to connect our intercoms to Cisco Call Manager. We support also Informacast and many more functionalities. I want to say that we are also compatible with the broad work by Cisco as well.
Okay, thank you. Can you integrate your access control and readers with Milestone?
Yes, we are. So not only we can stream video to Milestone, but we can also send access events and log from our readers. That's ensured thanks to our plugin, which we developed for the X-Protect. And the result is that system operators or security operators are working with nice unified interface, and these access logs can be also linked to video footage.
Great, thank you. Let's switch to another question. Where can I find API documentation?
So our API documentation is publicly available, so visitors can go through to product pages, and under technical details they can request access to the documentation, and then they can use the link anytime in the future whenever they needed the API. It's good to mention that there are two possibilities. We have an API of the edge devices. So in this case, you communicate directly with the device. But for big projects or big installation, when you need to mostly integrate on a data level, then you can use our Access Commander's API. and then you can that you can also use for some bulk management for intercoms and other devices. So it really depends on the nature of your project and installation.
I
We
see.
are very flexible in this matter, I would say.
Brilliant. Can Intercom call directly to Microsoft Teams?
This is very good questions because we are receiving this kind of questions very often. So by now it was not possible to call from intercoms directly into Teams, but there are some providers, some new applications which are enabling this, and we are testing that. So in the next days, I think we will be able to provide our customers with a list of tested application which would allow this. Some of the application has a limit to audio only.
Okay, right. My customer has an Office app with multiple functions for employees. Can the same app be used for building access?
Yes, it can. And with the rise with the smart offices on the rise, I think this will be more and more requested from customers and building owners. So in this particular case, I would definitely recommend the Bluetooth technology. And as our My2N Cloud has an open API, we are able to provide application developers with some special services which will enhance their application capability. So we provide them with a library, Bluetooth library for iOS and Android. They take this piece, they implement it into their application, and then employees can use their smartphone as a key, and they have everything in one Office app. There could be some parking slots, meeting room reservation, and plus it will be also their key.
That's great. And we have time for the last question. Do you offer any SDK for Android and iOS that we can integrate in our smart home applications in order to get audio, video from the intercom?
Again, yes. And it's again thanks to the My2N Cloud and its open API. So smart home applications are our very good partners for the residential sector, and we see that need to improve their application capability by intercom calls. So we decided to develop an SDK which contains also SIP library. So implementing SIP and intercoms call will be easier than ever. So it will be faster, and we will be responsible for that intercom calls in which we are the best maybe. And so the partner can really count on us while providing this extra feature for their end customers.
Well done. Thank you very much, Radka, for answering all those questions. That was the last question for Radka. However, you can still send your questions. All of them will be answered. Thank you.
Thank you.
And here we are with the last topic of today's session, 2N on Air, which is cybersecurity. And I have a cybersecurity expert from 2N with me, Lukáš Psota. Welcome again, Lukáš.
Hi again,
and thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
And I would like to ask you as a first question, why is security such a key topic for today's companies? Why is it a key topic for 2N?
In the world of today, cybersecurity is a key topic for many companies, not only for 2N, but for many companies among the industry. For us as 2N, we are manufacturer of IP-based access control devices. We are part of the critical infrastructure in the company, and the cybersecurity is not a buzzword for us. It's a real threat we are facing, and we need to work with it somehow. So to be a part of this solution, like a complete solution in the office building, even the single weakness in one product can cause or put the risk at the whole system. Therefore, we take the cybersecurity in mind and work with that in our products.
I understand. In which specific areas is Tuan engaged? I mean, in the cybersecurity.
I would divide it into 4 different layers. The first one is the company itself, company identity. If you want to educate market and tell to the market that you are a cybersecurity expert, that you have cybersecurity in mind, you need to live with this topic. So we have a team in the company responsible for implementing cybersecurity processes, protecting assets, resources, taking care of social responsibilities and things like that. And of course, we follow the best practices from Axis, our mother's company, leader in IP cameras, and for them, cybersecurity is really topic number 1. The second layer I will mention from the company, it's related to the products, products from the design up to product launch, up to further updates.
So the whole life cycle of the product.
Exactly. We have a team of experts analyzing potential security threats, implementing or doing the best for mitigate the risk, and developing the products with this knowledge. So it's very important. The third layer I want to mention, of course, it's a hot topic today, is GDPR.
GDPR, of course. Everyone has...
Exactly. Needs to implement somehow the protection of personal data. And 4, it's the last but not the least, is the education of the market. As I mentioned, it's something we want to provide to our integrators. It's our knowledge. We have a couple of webinars, a couple of trainings. We have some videos how cybersecurity is important, not only for us but for the market, for the be part of the whole solution.
I understand. And for my better understanding, can you mention some real examples?
Of course. So we talk about 2N. The simple example could be with IP intercom mount next to the front door. So if you imagine a hacker who destroyed the intercom, then there is Ethernet cable from the wall. He can take the cable, plug it to the computer, and hack the network. So the thing is that the network needs to be somehow protected, and you need to implement some security principles. It can be like protocols and these things. So for example, our intercom support 802.1x protocol, which is for device authentication against some authorization server. So it ensures that no one else is able to connect to the same cable, like no other device. So this is the first example how you can protect the network. The next thing is you need to protect also the privacy. If you imagine the intercom as a camera, microphone.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
it takes pictures.
Exactly. So you want to like forbidden anyone to connect to the device and see the live video from the intercom, listen what's happening in the company. So these are real threats you need to work with somehow.
I understand. So what would you advise to system integrators how to protect themselves, or what steps to take against cyber attacks?
I would recommend several steps. The first one is protect the network itself. As I mentioned, it's very important to ensure that the devices you are working with support encrypted communication, support CPS protocol, support TLS, HTTPS, and things like this. So the secure network is the first step. The second one is the usage of strong password. It's the least the integrator or installer can do to set up the strong password to the device to protect like unauthorized access. So we force our customers to change it after the first login to the strong one, 8 characters, combination of letters, digits, etc. The third thing is, I would say, keeping the products up to date. It means always try to upgrade your product.
New firmware.
Yeah,
so
exactly. The thing is that maybe you do not need like a new feature. Yeah, of course, you do not. Everything works. But there can be some threat we have observed, we fixed it, and we have a patch. And the patch is like a part of this new firmware. So that's the reason why you should do the upgrade of the product.
I understand.
The last, not least, is the cooperation with proven partners, of course.
Of proven partners. Okay. And could you give us examples of integrated brands that are proven?
I can mention Cisco. We are a certified partner of Cisco. For example, Milestone, Genetec, Axis. There are a lot of brands we are compatible with in different areas, from IP telephony, VMS, access control. But all these brands are mentioned and summarized into an integration hub.
This is what Radka was talking about, to an integration hub.
So
you can be sure that all the brands mentioned in the to an integration hub are proven.
We have tested our products with their solution. They are proven, and we are sure that the solution, like mixing our brands with their, makes sense and is secure.
Okay. That's it?
That's it.
So that was all for cybersecurity. Thank you very much, Lukáš, for being with us and for explaining the whole thing.
Thank you.
And I would like to invite you to send questions regarding cybersecurity to Lukáš through Slido or through the comments on 2N YouTube channel.
Thank you, and looking forward to the questions.
And again, it's time dedicated to your questions. Again, I would like to thank you for all the questions that you are sending. All of them will be answered. And now, Lukáš, get ready. Get ready for the first question. Touchless Bluetooth, will it be an will it be an option soon?
It will be, and it will be very soon. As you maybe know, right now we have 2 modes supporting in the mobile key app, which is for the Bluetooth solution. The first one is tap-in app, the second one is touch mode. The tap-in app, in fact, it's touchless mode. If we talk about the touch to the intercom, you need to touch or tap the button in the application. So it's somehow touchless solution. You use your smartphone, of course.
Yeah.
The totally touchless solution will be, I would say, in December with new firmware for IP intercoms, when we will support like a door opening based on the motion detection. So you will have the phone in the pocket, the intercom will detect the motion, it will, it's instead of the touch, so it will try to communicate with the application, and if you have the privilege to access the door, you will be able to do that. So this will be a touchless solution based on the motion detection in combination with Bluetooth.
Perfect. Okay, let's go to the second question.
Okay.
Can you please a little deep what is 2N IPI? Oh, explain maybe. And how it works. What's needed?
Okay. Yeah. So I think it's a question about IPI. So IPI is the application for the, I would say, receptionist, like an example, and it's application installed on the computer. And if you imagine the receptionist with an IP phone without the display, so she can receive a call from the front door. But if you have the intercom with the camera, she has the audio only without the video. So this application is for the video preview. So it pop-ups on the computer. She can see the visitor, only see. It's not like audio-visual communication, only visual communication. And she had the possibility in the application to open the door by clicking the specific button. So it's the app for this purpose. The second purpose can be, it's like a very basic video surveillance system. So if you have a couple of 2N IP intercoms around the building, you can use it like a video surveillance system. So you can have several devices or views, videos in front of you, and you can monitor the situation around the building or in the corridor. So it can be like video surveillance or pop-up.
That's brilliant, thank you.
And it's for free.
And it's for free, even more important. Can you mention some guidelines you are using for the development of a new product related to the cybersecurity?
I can. In the development department, we have a group of experts who follows the international security standards like ISO 27001. They follow also SOC 2, which is the US standard. We, of course, follow the best practices from the security by design principles. We have some processes and guidelines also from our mother's company, Axis. The cybersecurity is very important for them, so
Of course.
we have some best practices from them. And the fourth one is we have our own processes, we have our own principles, our own knowledge, which is definitely
Which
important.
we follow, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Do you offer new firmware releases to your customers for free? For how long?
We do, and it's not limited. No, it's a very, very quick answer, but we do offer firmware releases. It's once per 4 months, and it's for indoor units, it's for IP intercoms, access commander as a software, access units. So within these periods, we release new version of the firmware, and if it's regarding to the cybersecurity. So if we found out that there is some like a threat or something which needs to be fixed, we are like flexible and we are able to release some mid version, which will fix this potential threat.
Okay, great. What security principles do you implement to 2N devices?
Security principles, there are many of them. I can mention intelligent password system. So we push our customers to change the password after the first login. We have encrypted communication, so we support protocols for the encrypted communication. There is a prevention against the dictionary attacks. So there are a couple of these principles, many of them, and combining them together, we produce really secure products which we are pushing to the market.
Okay. And it's time for the last question. Do you consider Bluetooth as a secure solution?
Yes, absolutely we do. I would say, of course, it depends, but if we talk about our 2N Bluetooth solution, I would say it's really secure. The communication between the application, which is 2N mobile key, and the reader, it can be access unit or reader in the intercom, is encrypted. It's government-grade encryption. We use encryption keys AES 128 principles or encrypted standards. So it's really secure communication. And I would say it's definitely much more secure than PIN codes, than traditional RFID. And the benefit is it's even more convenient.
Wow.
So it's a combination of convenience and security in one technology.
That's great. That's brilliant. Thank you very much, Lukáš.
Thank you, Stefanka.
So that's it for the questions for Lukáš. Of course, we have received much more questions than we just answered, but please be assured that all of them will be answered later on. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And that's it. Our second session of 2N On Air is over. Thank you very much for joining in and for showing interest in 2N solutions. We hope that we inspired you and made you understand that 2N is a great partner for business. If you want to connect with us, please do so. Send us an email or connect with us on social networks. And by the way, we are planning to continue with 2N On Air this autumn. So please, stay tuned, we will be back soon. And in the meantime, have a great summer.